story to go, if you want it to go, say, on the BBC Rolling News Channel, in the wake of the Paris attacks, that's all they were showing. So if you went to them, let's say I did a story for them and it was meant to go out that day, they would have dropped it because that's all they showed on was Paris. A lot of the newspapers, the Sunday newspapers, for example, that's all they had was Paris, Paris, Paris in different features, and their whole paper was dedicated to that. So yeah, pick your timing. Let's say the elections are coming up in a few months. You know, a lot of the media are going to be focusing on the elections. So if you've got something really, really featurey and you're going to a news outlet, they're not going to run it. It's unlikely they're going to run it. So yeah, things like the summer holidays are quite good, or when there's quiet news, you can be very strategic with when you push a story, because you could come to me with a story and I won't take it at that time, but I might take it further down the line because there's more demand for it, because there's just a shortage of stories. So yeah, do a bit of research.
Yeah, I think you're right. Just to have a quick comment on that, I think that also it's about really framing how that story would run in the wake of world news events. So if you were going to say something like, okay, so following the Parisian attacks, you know, there's this real fragmentation between, you know, the Muslim community and who are becoming, you know, increasingly detached from like the Hindu and the Sikh and the Christian community, then, you know, maybe you might want to make a response to that and say, no, actually, that's not what's happening. Or if there's lots written about, you know, a monocultural, you know, Asian identity in Britain, you know, that might be something that you might want to say, well, actually, there's not only one kind of, religious, Asian, basically. There's not one kind of Asian. And to create some plurality, which is why I think that actually now it's become more and more important for us to have that narrative, for us to say, actually, there isn't one kind of, you know, religious identity when you think of Asian people in the UK, and that's why it's important that our voices are heard, and that's why it's important that I think this is covered. So I think that, you know, sometimes that can frame the stories that you're writing and the stories that you're pitching, is to be aware of it, but don't feel too restricted sometimes.